Hey guys, Night Reaper here, and welcome to Killtrix Gaming, and it's just me for the night, and I'm going to be doing a Magic the Gathering deck list, and this deck is going to be, it's just a basic start, like starting deck for Magic, something that I found is pretty good that can, when worked on, can be really, really good. It's a dimir mill deck. And what dimir means is a color combination, blue and black. And so what milling is like taking the top of your deck and putting it into the graveyard kind of thing. All right, well, let's get into this. First off, let's start with the land. Islands, there are 10 of them. Swamps, there's only 9. It's all you need. This is a low drop, low cost mill deck too. And it's very inexpensive. Evolving Wilds for those magical moments when you have no mana, but you need it. There's 4 of in here. All right. Now with a 3 of, we've got Read the Bones, and what that does is lets you scry 2, which means you draw 2. You basically pick up the number of cards it says. Here it says scry 2, meaning you pick up 2 cards, look at them, and if you don't like them, you put them back in the bottom of your deck and then shuffle. And then you draw 2 cards and then you lose 2 life. There's 3 of them in there. Their Damnable Pact is I guess a maybe. Target player draws X amount of cards and loses X life. Now, X is how much mana you pay on top of its normal cost. Alrighty. Ultimate Price, it's just a kill spell. It just destroys a target monocolor creature, meaning... Here, let me find one. Like, it will not work against this because it is 2 different colors. Whereas, it will work against this, which is only 1 color. And basically, it just kills them. There's only 2 in here. Grisly Spectacle is a must-have. It's really good. It's a 4-drop, though. There's only 3 of them in the deck. That's all you really need. Basically, it kills a non-artifact creature, and they have basically, based off of its power, you take that many cards, put it from the top of your deck, put it in the graveyard. Now, hold on, getting organized. Alright, now, Pilfered Plans. There's 4 of them in here, basically, and it's a 3-drop, and it is a sorcery that allows you to target a player and put the top 2 cards of his or her library into his graveyard, and then draw 2 cards. Death Cult Rogue is just a generally decent creature. It's a 3-drop 2/2 that has an ability that makes him only blockable to other rogues. Now, where you find if they're a rogue is right there. It'll say like human rogue, something rogue. It'll say something rogue, basically. Jace's Erisher. It's a 2-drop enchantment that whenever you draw a card, you may have the target player put the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. There's 2 of them in the deck. Now, one of those throwaway cards that is just like it can work in the deck, but there's always something better. So this is like a maybe for the deck. It's a 2-drop called Negate. and it basically counters a target non-creature spell. So basically, if I played this and you played negate, then this would make this ineffective. And I'm only explaining it that way for any new people to the game. That way they don't have any questions. So for those of you that know how to play the game, just bear with me, okay? All right. Force of will. Not force of will. Force away. It's a 2-drop, and I just dropped it. There's 4 of them in this deck, and it's an instant that lets you return a target creature to its owner's hand. So basically, if it's on the field and it's a creature, you can send it away, send it back to the hand and make them pay again. Gives you a chance to use these babies, which are called cancel. They're a 3-drop spell that counters anything. Altar of the Brood. Now, these are really good. They're not essential must-haves, but it definitely makes the deck run a lot smoother, because it's a 1-drop artifact that whenever another permanent, basically whenever you play something that stays on the field, aka a creature, an enchantment, a land, stuff like that, then they have to mill the top card of his or her library and put it into their graveyard. And these stack. For those of you that don't know, if you play one and you have another, you can play it again, and they stack. So then if you play a permanent, then you'd be milling 2 cards. Dimir Charm. Now, it's not really all that necessary, but like it works. It's a 2-drop spell, instant that lets you choose one of a few abilities. Counter target sorcery spell, destroy target creature with power 2 or less, or look at the top 3 cards of target player's library and then put them back in, then put 1 back and the rest in that player's graveyard. Hold on, I think there's something on my lens. On my phone, camera lens. Right, that is significantly better. Siren of the Silent Song. These are fun. 3-drop creature with, that's 2/1 that is flying and an inspired ability. And whenever Siren of the Silent Song becomes untapped, each opponent discards a card, then puts the top card of their library into her graveyard. Basically, when it goes from this to this, it makes you take a card from your hand, throw it away into the graveyard, and then take the top card of your deck and put it into the graveyard as well. So you're getting rid of 2 cards. Reduce in stature is just in here as something that may help you if you really desperately need to get something super powerful off the field. It's more of a sideboard than anything. It's a 3-drop spell, enchantment, and it makes a creature, as long as this is equipped to it, base power and toughness of 0 and 2, meaning 0 as how much damage it does, 2 being how much it can take. Now, Thornbow Archer is only in here to take up some space. I don't have something that can replace it as right now. I'd like to say these, instead of Thornbows, you make these 2 Consuming Aberrations. And basically what a Consuming Aberration does, I forget how much its drop cost is, but it's a question mark. And that is based off of the number of cards in every player's graveyard. So, don't use Thornbows, get Consuming Aberrations, they're worth it. Chronic Floodings I recommend having a playset of. It's just I've been finding a difficult time finding a couple copies of Chronic Flooding. Basically, it's a 2-drop spell that equips to a land, and whenever that land is tapped, it makes the controller of it mill the top 3 cards of his or her library into her graveyard. Alright guys, that was the Dimir deck that for basically players or a player that wants to just try something new and fiddle around with it. Alright, guys. I'll see you later.